Yo, what's up everybody, and welcome to an all-new episode of Conflicts. Today I'm excited to announce that Anki is upgrading their newest robot and creating a new line of robot called Vector. Now, this here is a brand new robot that kind of looks like Cozmo, but has a lot of different alterations. Now, they literally just posted the video on this, in which it's on KickStarter. So let's go ahead and watch this together and kind of get an idea of what's going on.
You're looking into the eyes of a robot, and he's looking back at you. He's curious about who you are and what you're up to. This is Vector. This is a Kickstarter for Vector. He's a new creation from Anki.
Alright, so I'm gonna pause it right there. Now, right off the bat, look at his eyes. They're actually a lot more different than the previous Cozmo. You do see a little bit more resolution, and it does actually have a little bit more characteristics.
He is a character, a robot that is meant to live in your home. He's always on, he's alive.
The idea is really that Vector becomes part of the family or that home, both on the emotional character side, but then also on the utility side.
Vector is really the first robot that uses advanced deep neural networks to do a lot of perception and understanding of the world around him.
Alright, so right there, it does sound like this robot has AI, meaning it can learn as well as adapt, so it can recognize you, it can see you, it misses you. And one thing I just noticed right now is that all this information right here, now how does it process? It's actually not like your typical Cozmo, which relies solely on the app itself. This robot is everything in its own package, and it connects to a cloud which goes ahead and kind of like beams back forth information, so you can actually like ask it questions and do a variety of different things. So that's actually very exciting.
What he does feels intentional. He can react to inputs in his environment and his life.
We generally want to find one defining feature and then build from that. For Vector, curiosity was a big one.
What they're saying is you officially live in a time when robot sidekicks are a real thing.
Hey Vector, give me a fist bump.
The voice sounds a little bit different. It does sound like it does have Cozmo's voice to it. I believe the way it works is you say, hey Vector, so it actually recognizes that, and once you say that, it'll go ahead and you can go and give it a prompt or ask it a question, etc.
It's a step closer to that sci-fi robot, that everyone wants to be friends with.
That step closer means you've got a robot in your house waiting for you to get home.
Whoa, look at that. So there is the new stand for Vector. So that's his little home right there. Now, if Vector does kind of start to lose battery, it actually goes out and drives back to its original spot, and in which you can go ahead and charge on the dock. So that's something very unique. Now, obviously, that was stated before that they were going to implement that in the old Cozmo, but seeing that they actually follow through on it is a great idea.
Autonomous like a Mars rover, aware enough to avoid falls like a tightrope walker. Ooh!
Alright, so right there you just said it's more sensible, so it doesn't fall off anything. Now, compared to the old Cozmo, which had 2 sensors on the front as well as the back, this one here has 4 sensors. So you actually have a more different kind of sensing around the environment. So that's always a plus, so that's great to see.
And always excited to welcome you home like a loyal companion.
What's up, Vector?
Jason.
Vector's no slouch roommate either. He's happiest when he's helping out. Ask him the weather, and he'll show you.
So right there, it's got an automated screen, so it actually displays different things. So it has over 1,000 different animations. Right there, we just saw rain. So you ask him how the weather is, it'll show rain on his screen. So that's actually really awesome. Definitely very interesting, and I believe they're gonna go ahead and keep expanding on this. So that's really neat as well.
He can set a timer and cause a commotion when it's finished. Activate robot alarm. And he can connect his robot brain to the internet to answer your questions.
Definition of life, the characteristic state in the world of living.
He's a little robot who brings a lot to your house. He's also a little robot with nearly 700 parts. That one right there, that's his soul part. Okay, I made that one up, but the little guy's got soul. Let's get someone in here to tell him what all this stuff actually does. How does he hear?
Vector has a microphone array, which allows it to hear voices and noises and understand where it came from.
All right, well, so regarding the microphone, now it's actually got 4 microphones, so you don't have just one. Now, I know in the previous Cozmo, the biggest complaint is that it does not have a microphone in it. So seeing that they actually follow through on it for the first time and actually giving us 4 microphones, that's definitely a good way of saying they listen to us.
What's he used to see?
Vector uses a wide-angle camera.
Wide angle camera, meaning it's actually a 120-degree HD camera. So you get a full high definition image. So seeing out what it sees, it should be a lot more fun in terms of like using the control sense. So I think that's actually a very great implementation, which I'm really excited to go ahead and try out.
Why doesn't he fall off the table?
4 drop sensors.
How come he doesn't bump into stuff?
Has this laser distance sensor right here in the front.
Whoa, robot lasers? How do we know he won't use that for evil?
We have a very strict quality control process to make sure that no evil robotic overlords emerge from Vector.
This thing is just awesome.
There's got to be a huge amount of code inside the robot.
There is a huge amount of code inside the robot. It's a few million.
Does that say Victor or Vector?
Million lines of code at this point. That software really encompasses everything from the character to the low-level operating system to the cloud functionality.
He has a camera in his face, and that's actually one of his primary sensors, not just capture.
Look at that! So they got new cubes, and that almost looks like a new kind of software development, so kind of explaining how it just like sees the environment around it. So the SDK version of it should be quite interesting. Again, with the whole Kickstarter campaign thing, if you go ahead and get like the bigger package, you get early access to the SDK. So that allows you to go ahead and expand on it and kind of give it more implementation in terms of what you want to do.
Bring the light in all the pixels, but it's making.
So it's actually got a full HD display. Now, compared to the old Cozmo, which has had a strict blue and black kind of contrast to it, this here has a colored screen. So we can actually go ahead and like see ourselves on there, and you know, and even on the back there's a touch sensor. So I can see that too, which we'll kind of go into a little bit later.
Making sense of those pixels. He knows what it is and where the stuff is.
That code creates his intelligence and his personality.
We think both about the IQ and the intelligence as well as the EQ and the emotion.
You feel something for him. You bond with him, relate with him, care about him, and you feel that he can relate to you.
So that home dock looks a little bit different than the other home dock, so it kind of gives you an idea about what might be going on with that. See, so you got the black version, a white version, and then previously they showed a full black version. So maybe we get some customization. That'd be pretty neat to see.
And give you something back.
He is your friend. He was built to help and delight and entertain you.
That is delightful and entertaining. So instead of sitting back and waiting for the robot apocalypse, Anki is making super smart robots built to bring joy and companionship to humans.
Whoa, hold up.
Ship to humans. Ship to humans.
Right there. You guys see that on the bottom? There's a blue Cozmo with white wheels. Does that mean we get other colors, or is it just the black one for now? I don't know, but that's actually kind of exciting to see, or it could just be a prototype. We really don't know, but I do see that there's a blue Cozmo there. That's some big stuff.
Did I mention he likes to be pet? I know. Anki's been at this for a while. First, they made Drive and Overdrive, games where you race against robot car opponents. And then Cozmo, a toy robot that plays games and teaches kids to code. Vector is their 4th product, and he's already in production. So why Kickstarter?
You know, I think for Kickstarter especially, being able to have access to more technical users that understand a little bit more about what's going on and can give us really critical feedback that we can then use to incorporate into updates.
We expect over the next few years to develop function after function after function, making a deeper character, implement more characterful utility function, and so forth.
There is no community out there that's better than Kickstarter for bringing these people together that have a passion for defining what that future looks like and embracing the kind of events along the way that help define where we're going.
Right now, Vector's going to bed. What he does next is up to you. Back this Kickstarter today to get your robot early and join a Kickstarter exclusive group that will help shape Vector's development roadmap and maybe our entire robot future.
All right, well, there you have it. That is Vector. Now, another thing we didn't really talk about, it does have a touch sensor on the back, meaning you can finally pet Vector, and it can actually go ahead and react to you. Now, overall, I'm going to say it's actually quite exciting to see, especially the whole AI aspect of it, and seeing that you can go ahead and expand on Cozmo, or Vector in this case, and kind of get a better glimpse of it. Now, there's a few other things as well that they're offering, one including a perch. Now, a perch is almost like an area where the robot can sit so he can see everything in the different rooms. Now, there's not much information on it, but it does MSRP at $29.99, so that should be quite interesting to see. Now, overall, in terms of the pricing wise, it's actually not that expensive compared to what I would expect it to be. And yeah, there you guys have it. Now, if you had any questions about this, feel free to comment down below. Otherwise, thank you again for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Take care now. Bye-bye.